All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another amazing episode of Multipoptural, the hardest to pronounce pop culture podcast on the planet. I am your host, Brian, a.k.a. B-Hearn, a.k.a. the Puerto Rican Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese.
Marty!
Yeah, I'm bringing out the fucking guns on this one.
I like it.
Everybody's dying in his movies.
Oh, very cool. Okay, I'm Feliciano.
Oh my God, why did I drink so much and smoke so much?
AKA The Walking Dead because...
Woo!
You know,
Oh!
right, it's a little morbid, but hey,
Right.
I like it.
I am the one that says bad motherfucker on it.
Yeah. Yes, you are. That's my bad motherfucker.
Puerto Rican Larry David. Game over, man.
Yo, what's up? It's Jordan Brown, a.k.a. Doodoo Brown.
Ooh, you got it right this week.
387. Yeah, I know, right? I know my actual name, everyone. It's okay. A.k.a. USDA Prime Fresh Meat.
Woo.
A.k.a. Ruby Rod. We could have I'm dead serious. We could have a Fifth Element episode.
Let's do it.
No, it's coming up.
Let's do a Fifth Element.
It's coming up.
Only Fifth Element.
Corbin,
my man.
Go.
I ain't got no matches. I need fire. I ain't got no matches. No kidding. Never mind. I'll save it for the episode.
Good deal. All right, this is Jade on.
Pretty cool, huh, Morty? Oh,
I thought it was cool.
I don't give a what you think, Jerry.
A.K.A. Linda Belcher.
Ooh.
A.K.A.
Bobby.
A.K.A. I'm what you made, God. Fuck yes, I'm so odd. A.K.A. werewolves, not swearwolves.
Damn.
Nice.
My baby Sabretooth over there laughing.
I know you're missing your boy right now. Saba's in the studio, but he's not a huge fan of the next topic we're doing. We do miss him already. But we are going to be talking about some horror movies. Horror movies.
Just so we're clear.
I'm not going to make the joke again. I've done it once. It's not funny the fourth time.
So we'll go ahead and kick it off with Jerry talking about some of his favorite horror movies.
All right. The horror.
Oh, the horror.
Okay, so I'm not a giant horror fan.
Boo.
But, well, I think it's because of all the movies that have come out recently where they label it as horror if there's a bunch of loud sounds that startle you in the theater. That's not a horror movie to me. So
Jump scares.
I'm gonna jump way
Jump scares are
way
not
back.
Jump scares are not horror.
I'm gonna jump way back to 1982 with a little movie called Poltergeist.
Ooh.
Poltergeist starred Craig T. Nelson, Jo Beth Williams, the late Heather O'Rourke, God rest her soul.
Jesus.
Pour out a little liquor.
Hey, man, she was Carol Ann, and she died during the filming of Poltergeist 3.
Touche.
So, yeah.
Jordan did not know that.
And then the ever creepy Zelda Rubinstein.
Yes.
With her crazy voice that gave me nightmares. Like, the actual Poltergeist didn't give me nightmares. It was Zelda Rubinstein that gave me the nightmares. But it's the story of a family where the ghosts start talking to the kids through the TV, and they start out really friendly. What was that?
Sorry.
What was that? It's an infestation.
It just popped out of my face like that.
Sponsored by Gate City Growlers, by the way. And
Sponsored by whatever's in this Heineken glass. But no, this.
Yeah, they put something in the air tonight, man.
Yeah, they did. But
Full moon.
Poltergeist has, let's see, it was ghosts talking to kids through the TV, and you should never trust any voices coming out of your TV.
Oh.
That's a life lesson for anybody. But
Or creepy clown dolls.
I
The
hear you,
ghosts start.
Fox News.
The ghosts start off friendly at first, but then they end up kidnapping people, and then that's not good.
Yeah.
And so
That kind of sucks.
so it's just a back and forth trying to get the kids back from the ghosts in the house. The moral of the story is: do not build on Native American burial grounds.
I thought that was a
I don't know if we laughed at that, but it's such a true point.
I thought
There are many movies.
Hashtag Chief Diamond Phillips. I have to admit that Family Guy episode was the funniest things I've ever seen. And then
what else?
so
you
that
got?
that's Poltergeist, and then in 1986 there was a little movie called Critters.
Ooh.
That was actually, I was telling you guys earlier, this is the first movie that I've seen multiple times in my life. Because way back in the day, we had HBO, and it was super, super cheap in the 80s. And then, so they would rerun everything all the time. And so Critters was always on, and it was great. I thought it was about little furry aliens with teeth coming down to Earth to
That's the best way to describe it.
basically terrorize farmers. I don't know. I really didn't get what their mission was.
It was just
other
to fuck
than
shit
to just
up.
fuck shit up. But they made 4 of these movies. Not 1, not 2, not 3. 4 Critters movies. And so the coolest thing about the whole movie was the protagonists against the Critters. There were 2 other aliens, and they were humanoid, and they got to switch faces with whatever they wanted to blend in with wherever they were.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah.
That must be part 4.
And so one of the there's 2 aliens that come down to fight the Critters. One of the aliens comes down and takes the face of Joe Blow Farmer, whoever the fuck, right? But then the best, the
New
other
band name,
one,
I claim it.
the other one is in the living room, and he sees some 80s MTV and sees some kind of like hair metal video and takes the face
I
of
think I
the
remember
rock
this
star
now.
from the video. And guess who was playing that rock star? None other than a young Billy Zane. So Billy Zane was in that movie for a while after he took his face.
Billy Zane.
Zane.
Demon Knight.
Oh, one
Titanic.
more fun fact about Critters, the movie. It starred the kid in the movie that basically like gathers up everybody to fight the Critters. His name was Scott Grimes, and he grew up to be the voice of Steve Smith on American Dad, and he was also the pilot guy from the Orville, where that was Seth MacFarlane's
That didn't last long.
live-action sci-fi show. It was
that
funny,
still going on?
but it
I
wasn't
don't know.
good enough to. I don't think it was good enough to be a long sequel.
I don't think they made it past 3 episodes.
The only other ones I have, because I'm not that big of a horror fan, is the horror spoof kind of movies where it's a little bit of horror and a little bit of comedy. We start out in 2004 with a little movie called Shawn of the Dead. Directed and written by Edgar Wright. It stars Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Jessica Hines, Martin Freeman pops up for a minute.
One of my favorite movies of
Did you
all
say
time.
Morgan Freeman?
No, Martin Freeman.
Oh.
There's Saba.
He shows up as zombie god.
Yeah, and rounding out is Peter Serafinowicz, which if you don't know who that is, he did all the Look Around You episodes, and he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the one that called them a-holes. That guy, he's the one that his roommate that turned into the zombie in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
That's him.
You should have started with that.
He's coming up. Sorry.
Yeah, you should have started with that.
It also stars, because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, it stars Penelope Wilton, who is Harriet Jones in Doctor Who, Prime Minister Harry Jones.
Davy
Yes,
Jones is in that movie.
Yes, we know who you are.
Penelope.
Nobody?
Nope.
Doctor Who? Nobody?
No.
Nah,
The fans like Doctor Who.
Wrong
No.
people.
for our fans out there that watch Doctor Who.
The movie was a story about a guy, a heartbroken guy and his best friend battling a sudden zombie outbreak in London. Hilarity ensues. Shawn tries to keep those he loves from danger, excluding his stepdad and his ex's friends.
His stepdad
You've
is
got
Davy
some red on
Jones.
you. Yes, he is.
Sorry, Philip.
Price.
And Bill Murray.
No. You're thinking of Zombieland.
Zombieland.
Very good movie. Zombieland's a very good movie, though.
yeah.
I got that. I got that.
Okay.
How long
you
am I
got it.
going? Am I going too long?
Nah.
Long and
Where we
strong,
at? Where we at?
baby.
Long and terrible.
Time-wise. Good and
Another
terrible.
one.
I just got this long dick. I can't do anything with it though.
Another funny horror genre movie is What We Do in the Shadows, directed by Taika Waititi.
So good.
It stars Taika Waititi, Jermaine Clement, Reese Darby, and a bunch
Jermaine.
more Kiwis in there. It's a mockumentary about a group of vampire roommates living in Wellington, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
There's all kinds of famous vampire types displayed here. There's the Dandy, the Dracula, the Nosferatu, and the Lost Boys. They're all represented in this movie. And let's see, they fight the werewolf crew.
Yes.
That was the best. Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Apparently, there's a sequel coming out to that too. I heard.
There's a
based
show.
on
No, there's a show
the
coming
werewolves. Oh, okay.
out. Well, there's a What We Do in the Shadows show coming out, and then I've heard that there's a werewolf sequel. Yes.
Perfect.
That's all I got. Other than the fact that the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in a movie is Angelica Houston in The Witches when she takes the wig off. Oh my god, that's scary as
That
fuck.
shit is really fucking scary.
I wouldn't call it a horror movie.
It's not a
No.
horror movie, it's a kid's movie, but it's
a
fucking
Halloween movie.
scary
It
as
was-
shit.
We got approval
scary,
from
yes.
Ashley in the studio.
That's all I got.
Jay Money, what you got? When
Me?
you're not on
Is
your
this my
phone?
turn? Is this
Yep.
my turn?
Yep. You got to
Well,
put Fortnite down.
It's actually pornography. I'm trying to get off of here.
Giggity.
So I've done. I watch a lot of horror movies, but I watch like recent horror movies. Yeah, I mean, I watch the old shit, but it doesn't translate well to me because they've got so much better cinematography now.
Too much
And
exposition.
graphics.
And graphics, which aren't necessarily a deciding factor when I'm
Right.
trying to see something. If something sticks, like if it resonates with me in like I don't like jump scares. I said that at the beginning. I
hate it.
I hate jump scares.
Hate
Except
it.
for the best jump scare movie was I forgot what I was saying. I forgot the name of the movie. It's the one with the house, and they're in the house, and
Shining.
That's all of them.
No, Shining was not jump
There's
scare.
always a house.
Shit, man.
Last house on the left?
No, it
The
had-
Strangers.
Don't breathe.
no. Good
Break-In.
Good movie. All good movies.
Break into Electric Boogaloo.
You guys give me 1 fucking second here. 1 fucking second to get it out of my mouth. I swear to God. All right. So what was the Annabelle universe? Where did that start? The
Conjuring.
The Conjuring was the best jump scare movie I've ever
Gotcha.
seen.
That's a good one.
And that's the end of story. You want me to tell it again? Yeah.
Next.
So I've done a bunch of like I guess 2000 and after, except for my favorite horror action movie, which I'm sure you guys already know what it is, but I'm gonna save it for last.
Gotcha.
I'm pumped for it.
We'll wait for
whatever
the
it is.
Predator.
Oh yeah, you no. All right, so I started off with I think a bunch of people saw this movie, but no one liked it except for me. It's a movie called It Follows in 2014.
You told me about it.
Yeah, it was good. It was kind of slow, but I mean, to me it was scary because it talks about sexually transmitted diseases, and you know,
The ultimate horror.
The scariest thing on the planet to Jordan Brown right now.
it's like okay, so it's like it takes it and spins this on a head. So it's like it's a sex curse. And they do it in a good way, and it sounds really retarded when it comes out of my mouth. But like,
glad I'm not the only one that
so
thinks
she
that.
has sex.
Is it called
she
Promise
has
Ring?
She has sex with her boyfriend for the first time, and he tells her about the death curse or the sex curse or whatever, and he's like, so there will be someone constantly just walking, just creeping up on you. And if it catches you, you fucking die. And they do it in a very, very, very awesome way. Because, like sometimes she'll just be walking, talking to somebody, and she knows it's going on. Like, you know the whole time you're supposed to be looking for somebody. And she'll just turn around, and just, like, sitting in class, and see someone walking across the 4-yard, just like... And it's just creeping up on her. So, pretty much, it's just saying... It's a huge allegory to, like, you have to, you know, keep on going after you
Hang
get
in there.
one. You just take those 2 pink pills, and then you know it's kind of gone, but not really.
This is Kids, the horror movie. Which kids by itself is a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
No shit. All right, so It Follows was very
Honorable
good.
mention.
It's tough to get through, but I thought it was pretty good and well done. It's not jump scares. It's like it's actual like shit that these sits in your brain a little bit. Also, I've got a bunch, so I'm just kind of gonna rapid fire these bastards off.
Rapid fire that shit.
So while Saba's still here, I thought I should mention one that I thought he would like, that I just looked up and researched and did notes on. It's called Let the Right One In. It's a Swedish film.
Love it.
You love that. Do you
Love
know
that
why I'm
movie.
saving this for Saba?
Huh.
It's because it's a love story horror movie.
It is a love story.
It is a love story. It's about a little girl, or it's about a little boy who's bullied in Sweden. And
Sounds lovely.
are we not talking about the same movie?
No, it's a chick. It's not a boy.
The little boy is bullied.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. I'll let you finish.
I'll take the
I'm really
microphone.
excited. I love this fucking movie. And they remade it.
Which was horrible. And
Was it though? It wasn't as good as the original.
I didn't see
yeah,
any
well, the only reason that it was kind of good was because Hurt Girl was in there from the Kick-Ass fame.
Yes. Chloe.
Hit girl.
Clit Girl.
Girl.
Yep. Robert already knows. Mario sound effect the fuck out of that.
Wasn't she like 12 in that movie?
Bullshit. Are you guys mad at me for saying the word clitoris? Does it offend you?
We'll leave that on there.
Okay, good. So Clit Girl was in this, and not the. So the original was Let the.
Yeah, she was definitely in it.
So the original was Let the Right One In. It's a very fantastic love story of a little boy who's bullied in Sweden, goes to school, and his neighbor that moves in, they have all the windows boarded up and all this shit, and it's very mysterious. He only sees her at night. Like he's out playing in the snow. For some reason, it's always snowing in Sweden.
Yes.
And
Yes, it is.
And he befriends this girl who no one's ever shown her kindness. And turns out she's a fucking vampire, and it's really cool because it turns the vampire thing on its head. It's a fresh new look at a vampire. I mean, I know Interview with a Vampire did it with a little girl who turns into a vampire, but fuck Kristen Dunst, am I right?
Am I right?
Or is it Kirsten Dunst?
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
She's so irrelevant. But so yeah, it was really cool to see this love story develop between these two little kids, but you'll have to watch the movie. She knows that in order to feed her, to keep living, she has to keep feeding, which also means keep relocating. So she can't stay in one place too long. But she comes back in a big fucking way, don't she?
I tell you what,
the final scene in that
swimming
movie.
pool scene?
The final scene in that movie is it was kind of a slow burn movie, wasn't it?
It was, and the swimming pool scene, the final scene, is
it.
probably one of like my top 5 cinematic moments of all
Yep.
time. For a very low budget,
For
and not just
sure.
for like a horror movie, it was just
For
well
sure.
shot, well edited, on some Jaws kind of shit. The whole premise of Jaws is you don't see the shark
don't
the
see
entire
it.
time. And this one, you don't really see what's going on, but you see what's going on. I know that's like
oh,
weird
boy.
for me to say.
It's built up, and then finally,
Yeah.
Please
something
watch this
happens.
movie.
Yeah, watch it.
Saba, I
Watch it.
implore you to watch this movie with me one night. Maybe some chocolate and popcorn, some roses. I don't know. A very comfy. Okay, I'm gonna get
A nice
No,
cuddle,
I was just
I'm gonna get
asking.
off.
maybe.
No,
Get
you're
off it.
good. You're good.
Get off it. Get off it. Get off it.
Now you're just bending it.
Get off of it.
All right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, and I'm just gonna rapid fire these. I'm not gonna explain them too much, except for the ones that matter, which are all of them. So I watched a movie in 2000, I think, and 16 called The Witch. 2015 maybe.
The Vivitch.
Yes.
The Vivitch.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's exactly what it looked like.
Yes.
It was-
Anytime my buddy we talk about this, he
the-
always says the Vivitch.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I saw it one time.
Okay, and you don't really
And
need to
it's-
see it again.
It's enough. That was enough.
I bought the movie and I haven't opened the box because I
What's
think
in the box?
because Satan is gonna pop out and just be like, "What's up, dude?" I'll be like, "Oh shit, Satan!"
You're on all my favorite metal band's covers.
So it's about. Never mind. It's just a really good movie. It's well done. It's actually like. it's set in old times, so like it's kind of
Ye old
hard.
times?
It's kind of hard to
Olden
understand
times.
the vernacular
Like
that they use
medieval
back there.
times?
No, like pioneer times.
Gotcha.
And like
Pilgrims and
like
shit.
yeah,
Oregon
like
Trail time.
Oregon
pilgrims,
Trail time.
white wigs and shit like that. And
Go ahead.
okay,
Sorry.
well I'm wrong.
No. I'm sorry. I'm disagreeing with myself.
All right, so The Witch was great. Everyone loved.
Raymond.
If you
Horror television.
if you did not like the first Paranormal Activity movie,
that shit was good.
then I have something wrong with you. There is
How's
something
that go
wrong.
again?
There is something wrong with you. I think there is something wrong with you.
And I have it.
So
It follows.
So Paranormal Activity 1 and 2, both of those were fan-fucking-tastic movies.
Yeah.
The lowest budget
Yep.
horror movies. Not jump scares. It's because it's all from, like, it's, you know, a central homemade video camera. So it's, I mean, it just seems so real. And when they first came out with it, it seemed real. Like,
Yeah.
there was no I mean, there were trailers and shit, but, like, there were no credits. There were no anything like that.
Right.
It was just like a shout out to the family and
Well, it was that good that the point where Steven Spielberg put money behind the movie because he was like, this shit is fucking awesome.
boom. Yep. And then, you know, after 2, it just went very quickly
Yes.
downhill. And,
Yes, it did.
and then I think there were like 4 more after that.
Yeah.
Which
It's a lot.
Which is awful.
I stopped after 2.
Stop it. Like I just wish I could put my finger over the studio's mouth and just be like stupid.
The thing with horror movies, though,
Stupid.
they get done so cheap. And the majority of them have a great fucking
Why not,
turnaround.
though?
So
Dude,
they're like,
hey.
we're just going to keep pumping. I mean,
It's
how
a
many
huge
Saws are we
return
on
on
now?
investment.
Yeah.
Really.
Saw 8?
That shit
Yeah.
was annual.
So okay, so
If you can do a good
so
one.
one of my next favorite this is my top 3 horror movies right here. Cabin in the Woods, amazing horror movie. It's a horror comedy. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. At the very end,
Yes.
Sigourney Weaver, what's good, homie? My love,
Shout
my
out.
life. And Chris Hemsworth. It's produced by Joss Whedon, directorial debut of Drew Goddard in 2012. Notes, motherfucker.
I know.
And,
Got him. He's got him.
What's good, homie? And it turned the horror genre on its head because it poked fun of every single like old horror genre or horror movie.
Agreed.
And like, oh yeah, these 5 kids go out in the woods and it's all for the you know the elders. But anyway, go watch Cabin in the Woods 2012. It's amazing. Don't go back in time and watch it. Just like watch it now. Watch it from in 2018. I'm drunk. So okay, my next
Time machines in Costco.
my next favorite movie. I need everyone to be quiet, and I need you guys to stop. I just need you to stop talking. Me and my friend Jameson Ross.
Jamo.
Jameson Ross Reeves. Shout out, boy.
Yep.
We went to go see this movie called Hereditary.
I knew you were going to bring that shit up.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. This was the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. So much so that after the movie is over, me and Jameson got in my car, did some cocaine. I'm kidding. Me and Jameson got in my car. We sat there.
The crowd goes wild.
We got in my car, sat there for a second, eyes straight forward, car not even on, and we were both just like, I need a fucking drink. It is the best horror movie
Super stressful, huh?
I will probably never see again. Because
That's when you know it's a good one.
It fucked with me. So I guess it did its job, you know what I mean? So it's about
The telephone pole did its job.
Fuck yes, boy! Did you see it?
Yeah, I
Yes,
saw
you
it.
did. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, but then that
Spoilers? Sorry, spoilers.
dude. I'm telling you, man. Some of the imagery in this movie just fucking like it's in my head. It's in my head, and I can't get it out. Like when she's in the attic,
Oh, God, yeah.
sawing her fucking head off with a fucking wire. Spoiler. But you don't
You don't look for that.
You got all that shit
I
to
like
look forward
that,
to.
dude, oh my god, and she's just like looking. Oh fuck, it's in my head. I can't get it out. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight thinking about that, and I'm gonna fucking dream about it, and then I'm gonna wake up screaming, and you know,
Oh, God, I see demons.
Just breathe.
Yeah. You're in a safe place.
give me this drink here. All right, so Hereditary it's got Toni Collette. It's amazing. Go watch that. Please watch that movie. I know it's very scary. Watch the goddamn movie. And my all-time favorite horror movie
Horror.
is Blade.
Yeah!
There it is.
There
it is. We were waiting for it.
Oh my
We
god!
knew it was
I think
coming.
you made a new. You called it horror action.
Horror action.
Horror
That's
action.
like a whole new
Yep.
genre.
Yes.
But it came out in 1998, so it was not. It's very old. Wait, oldish?
Whoa!
I was about to say I was 10 years before that. Not
I was
very
like,
old.
damn it.
So, anyways, Wesley Snipes looking awesome, being a badass motherfucker. And then you got Steven Dorff, who is nobody, and
Selling blue e-cigs.
it's like, dude.
Before that.
So you got Wesley Snipes,
Early.
being the fucking badass that Blade is, man. That fucking
Yep.
club bloodbath scene,
Oh, the
man.
first scene.
Oh,
Oh, it was good.
damn. When he fucking slices Steven Dorff in half, and like the blood. I mean, the graphics were kind of they were getting good at that time because it was like Blade, and then The Matrix came out right after that.
Yeah.
So oh my god. This movie, I could sit here and suck this movie's dick all day long.
We know.
Yeah.
Straight up.
We know.
It gets
Fucking-
brought up at least every other
If
podcast.
you haven't seen Blade, then we have a date.
And we're actually going to put that on Kickstarter. Get to watch Blade with Jordan Brown for a $500 donation.
Bring your own towel.
And oh my god. And
Male
we-
or female.
No, really, we do talk a lot of shit about Blade, but it was the first Marvel movie where you thought that, wow, they can really do this.
can do it.
Like,
It was
they can
fucking
take
awesome.
these stories and make really good movies out of them.
And they
it's
did.
a
That
superhero.
was Blade was
Blade.
especially for me. Blade was the first movie that I thought that they could make really good Marvel comic book movies.
And also
because of that.
like fuck Black Panther. Blade was the originator.
Whoa, Saba's still in the room.
Blade
Yeah.
was the
Wow.
originator.
Saban just stood up.
Why does no one remember that black superhero?
I do.
Huh?
We all do.
Okay, well, I'll just sit here and shut the fuck up then. All right, my time's done. Go see Babadook also. That was great.
Babadook.
The Babadook.
The Babadook.
The Babadook.
Matthew, what you got over here, buddy?
And
I
that's
pra-
the Babadook.
I
Like, that's the
practiced
whole
that.
movie.
Oh, I
That's
believe
the
it.
whole
I practiced
movie.
I believe it. I'm not going to rush to go see that.
Wow, go fuck yourself.
I will go see
Creepshow.
Hereditary.
Yes, please.
I will.
Is that still in theater?
I don't know.
No, I want to watch that in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah. All of the
With
lights,
the lights on.
Yeah.
Yes. And my green tea. With bourbon in it.
Pussies.
Cuddled up to Leia.
Let's go, Matt. What you got, Mateo? What you got?
Well,
I'm sorry I went very, very
I
long on
don't
that one.
care. You know.
It's not our fault. We're
We
really
all
all.
got, we all
Apologize
got
to
our
me.
time to shine.
Apologize to the fans because they had to hear you a lot.
They gonna.
All right, so my all-time favorite horror movie is The Evil Dead. The first one, of course.
The horror
Bruce Campbell.
one.
The originator.
Yeah, the horror one.
The
The,
horror.
actual scary one because
That's
it did
true.
scare the shit out of me. It was a moment. It was the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's true.
On a very low
And
budget,
A
too.
very low budget. Like, you can tell how low the budget
Yeah.
is.
And they still made it scary
And it was
as
terrifying because of the book and the words in the cellar.
Oh, the cellar.
God, yeah.
Easily the scariest.
Always
Yeah.
cellars. Like, don't go
shit.
down
No.
there.
No, I don't even mean basements.
Stupid
Fucking
fucking
basement.
moron.
Cellars and attics.
You know, I know we only got this.
Two things I don't fuck with.
I know we got this cabin for the weekend, but you know what we should do? When's the last time you lit a lantern to check something out?
Wait, hold
Actually,
up.
never.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Because that always seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
It's really dark down here on purpose. We should light it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So The Evil Dead, you should. That's like a horror staple.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to see
Agreed.
that movie. To see. Yes.
All that.
It.
So you've got Blade. I've got Underworld.
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
Horror
Horror
action.
action.
At its finest.
right?
Yes.
Horror action.
Yeah.
Fucking Kate Beckinsale.
Oh my God.
And the black and the.
And the eyes.
Oh, we saw.
Who wore leather better, Kate Beckinsale
Or Blade.
Or Blade.
That shit is gonna go up on social media. We need to have a poll. That has to be a poll. I'm writing the shit down in a second.
I will definitely put Kate Beckinsale on my poll.
Literally and figuratively speaking.
Oh wow! So Underworld is the Lycans versus the vampires. You know?
Werewolves, not werewolves.
Sorry, everybody. Val fucking Kilmer, bat nipples.
Holy shit! All right, Underworld. Yeah. They live.
Yeah, with Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Yes.
Bringing that shit.
And
out.
the whole
The maniac.
the fight scene in the next to the garbage. It was Rowdy Piper and the big black guy. I don't know his name.
Wow.
That fight scene, that fight scene lasted like 6 solid minutes.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Is that when he said the bubblegum line, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Was there lots of
Was it?
chopping involved?
No, because that's when he was trying to get him to put on the glasses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the guy was like, you're dumb. I'm not putting those on. I can't see anything. House of the Devil. I think I spoke to you about this
You
last
did
night.
talk to me about it.
House of the
House of
Devil.
Devil.
Is that the?
It's
Go
on
ahead.
Netflix, apparently.
Go ahead.
What? Ask your question.
No, because it might be the wrong movie.
He doesn't have a question.
It is the wrong movie. I'm thinking of Devil's Candy. Never mind. Go ahead.
Get Out.
Was a great horror movie. Very good.
It's not a horror movie.
No, you're thinking of Strangers with Candy. Which is equally horrifying.
Much scarier.
So House of the Devil came out in 2009, but it looks like it was shot in the 80s. It looks like a legit 80s horror flick. It's really awesome. Go watch it.
Boom!
And then, of course, my favorite series had to be Nightmare on Elm Street because the first one was like super scary for me. I was
Yeah.
a little
You can't
kid.
escape that motherfucker.
And then it got funny.
I sleep all the time. Well,
That's a good thing.
no.
So first to die.
For many reasons in this room.
It's funny
it
because
follows.
it's true.
What? Do you know what your Pet Cemetery was?
92?
Was it 92? That's what I was thinking.
Hold on.
So
I'll fact check it.
That's a scary ass movie, man.
I thought it was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that kid.
How many months are in the
They killed
fucking...
the
Gage is
baby,
fucking
man.
terrifying.
Yes.
Ugh.
What is he doing nowadays?
God.
He actually
Haunting my
has-
nightmares.
He has a face full of gauges. Ironically. It's true.
He's a piercer. He's a professional piercer.
Actually, 89.
89, I was about to say.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
forgot that Stephen King made a cameo in there as the fucking dude and
Yeah.
the
The
doing the eulogy at
the
the
cemetery.
cemetery. Yeah.
Because it's Pet
cemetery. Is that Pet Cemetery? Some Pet Cemetery. Give me your puppies and your kitties, and we just raise them from the dead.
Wow.
Is that even close to being right?
That's
pretty good.
That's the scariest thing I've ever
Pretty
heard.
good.
The only answer is yes. Yes.
Pretty damn good. You gotta smile out of Robert. I mean, I'm good with that. Robert's smiling. We're making some magic.
Honorable mention from the 80s, the series V.
Yes.
Right?
With the aliens.
Yes, with the
Yep.
aliens and the hot chicks. And
Yep. And they remade that, and it was fucking terrible.
It was awful, and it had Mrs. Brody. I forgot her name. Deadpool's girl.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been
Wow,
in a
so
ton
it
of
was
shit.
kind of recent.
about 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, right? Something like that.
5 to 10 years.
Did she get better with age, or is she?
Yeah.
Oh, she
like,
fine.
Yeah,
she's
she's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because she was also in Homeland too, and she was fine as fucking that.
Brody's wife.
FAF hashtag.
FAF. Making history.
Man, hell yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
We'd like to take the time to thank one of our sponsors, Andrew Newman, attorney at law. Located here in Greensboro, North Carolina, he can assist you with your criminal as well as traffic violations, and his practice includes Guilford, Forsyth, as well as all surrounding counties. To set up a free consultation, you can contact him at 336-663-2388, and you can also visit him on his website, attorneynewman.com. All right.
What you
Bad
got?
and
What
clean
you
up
got?
today. I kind of did, kind of top vampire movies and zombie movies. I'm more of a nostalgic, 80s, 90s movie fan when it comes to those topics. And, of course, I got some audible mentions. For the vampire part, I just kind of did my top three. Number three, I'm going to go with Fright Night. Came out in 85.
Yeah.
Fucking just a cool-ass story about a, kid moves into town. His neighbor ends up being pretty much a vampire, of course. And
Prince Humperdinck.
yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Say it again. Don't say that name around here. Humperdinck, 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 Humperdinck.
And, it was just fucking good.
Endless Princess Bride references, a.k.a. Jordan Brown.
We do need to have
I
a
did
Princess
that
Bride
backwards.
episode. A.k.a.
After
Jordan
Saba
Brown.
watches it,
Number two, I'm going to go with Near Dark with good old Bill Paxton. And the guy that was the fucking, he was an alien. Hold on. Let me pull up my notes here real quick.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Lance
Bass.
Henriksen. Lance Bass Henriksen.
That's in the droid.
Yes,
From
he's
Alien.
the droid from Alien movies. And then Adrian Pastar, who is Saba. He was Witch Petrelli in Heroes. He was a brother. Peter Petrelli from Heroes, and that's where you know him from. It was just a well-directed, well-edited fucking vampire movie that was kind of scary as shit. They were badasses, especially Bill Paxton's character. And, it just kind of shows the story where Adrian is like this cowboy and ends up falling in love with his chick. She bites him. He turns to a vampire. He moves away from the family, hangs out with these guys, and they just go to bars and just rip people apart. Almost on some, almost on some Dawn of the Dead, or not Dawn of the Dead, From Dusk Till Dawn kind of shit.
Right.
And then number one.
Sup, George Clooney?
Yeah, no shit. Number one, I got to go with Lost Boys. It's always been one of my favorite vampire movies. There's not enough to say about it, to be quite honest with you, as I go through my motherfucking notes here.
I saw a convertible Geo.
Oh, Saba's car. It's got the Feldmans in there as the Frog Brothers. You got Jason Patrick. Keith Sutherland just plays a fucking fantastic vampire in there. And then, of course, the plot twist there at the end. And there's Bill from Bill and Ted. Mm-hmm. One of the few things he has done since Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey or Excellent Adventure.
They're making a third one.
They are. And I actually can't wait for that.
But that's for another episode, not the horror episode.
I'm sorry,
So,
it's when Keanu Reeves has literally nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Horror? It's not the
Horror.
episode.
Anyone that knows me knows I love zombie movies. Oh, go ahead.
Let me ask you, how did you feel about 30 Days of Night?
I love
That one is actually really good. Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
No, that's the Josh Hartnett one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I thought it was cool, man. I mean, zombies with ultra powers.
Fucking giggles over here.
Giggles McGee.
Sitting here like, we haven't heard enough from Jordan. We should get him in.
You're right. I'm sorry. 30 Days a Night was great.
No, it was fucking
And
awesome.
back to you, Brian.
No, I do. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's one I actually forgot of, and that is a fantastic one.
Well, I'm glad that I got credit for that, even though I did not bring it up.
That was your movie.
Matthew brought it up.
I am Josh Hartnett.
I did bring it up. Yep.
Going into the zombie world, I've been a gigantic fan of zombies since I was a little kid. They used to scare the shit out of me. I was never a fan of cemeteries because I thought the shit could actually probably happen one day.
It's like Ground Zero.
Right. Burn them all.
Yeah, pretty much. But then, as I was telling these guys before you got here, as I got older, I started to rationalize. I was like, it's really hard to break yourself out of a casket and then come up 6 feet of fucking dirt.
Yeah.
So I am at ease with cemeteries now.
So that's harder to believe than reanimating the dead.
Yes.
Okay.
In my eyes.
Okay. I want to see the world through your eyes, baby.
No, you don't. I don't even want to half the time. So I got to go Night of the Living Dead, 68. the OG, the originator.
That scared the
after
shit
that-
out of me.
Yeah. Oh, it's scary as fuck.
The one with Ving Rhames.
The black and white one.
Too.
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna
black
get to
and
that one.
white,
Okay, I'm sorry.
and you
I'm
probably
sorry.
were watching it at like midnight, 1
Exactly.
o'clock, and I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I watched it when I was like 16, 17,
Yeah.
and just that, like, just dark, late, scary as fuck.
Yeah, and you're trapped in your house. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, you have all this shit around you. You're trying to make it out.
Gross. Why is there so much shit in your house? Who did that? Clean
Hoarders.
it up.
Hoarders. So agreed. And then, right after that, I got to go with the shirt Matt's rocking right now, Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorites. Not only are zombies really scary, but they're even scarier when they can run and chase after
Yes.
you. When they're just walking by, it's one thing. And this was one of the first movies.
They talked, too.
Yeah, they talked, but fuck the talking part. When they can actually run after you and chase you, that to me is fucking disturbing as shit.
But don't you remember that they captured one to talk to her?
Yep.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't half.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I've not seen that movie.
You need to watch it. Tarman alone is well
Tarman.
worth it.
Okay.
It's good.
Is
Well,
it?
He's not on here, but
Well, that's cool. I mean, as long as they're running and not, The Walking Dead, I'll probably watch
yeah,
it.
they run. I mean, it's it's scary, but it's also some comic relief in there.
It's really
There's a
80s.
really cool
Really
scene
80s.
where one of the zombies, that there's an ambulance that comes up, and they, of course, eat the fuck out of these guys. And like Matthew said, the zombies can talk. So the zombie gets on the thing and says, "Send more brains, send more people." So you see like this fucking fleet of just cops and ambulances show up, and then they just get bombarded by all the fucking zombies.
I'll have to watch it.
It's
Sounds
a
like a good
flick.
time.
It is. Back to what you were saying before there, Jordan. Dawn of the Dead 2004, the remake, is one of my favorite and also scariest horror movies. That's Zack Snyder, right before he did Watchmen and Man of Steel and everything else.
A very quick decline in how good his movies are. Yeah, very quick.
We'll get to that later. But I thought I saw this in the theaters and I was literally blown away. I'm not a huge fan of most remakes, especially horror movie ones.
Such a good one.
And this
Such
one,
a staple.
not only was it better than the original, I thought the casting was great. And as I mentioned before, there's nothing scarier than when the fucking zombies can come full blown, like full speed ahead towards you. So
They killed a baby.
They did.
Baby zombie.
Clarify, they killed a baby zombie.
They killed a baby zombie. And I am all about that shit.
First they had to birth a baby zombie.
They did birth a baby zombie. A
They
zombie gave birth to a baby zombie.
Yep.
While
in a mall.
In a mall.
Yeah.
In a mall.
I used to like malls.
Was that Omar Epps? The dad?
No,
Pfeiffer?
Mackay
Pfeiffer.
Mackay
You
Pfeiffer.
racist.
And it's got Ving Rhames.
Whoa, my
It's
mom would have a
got,
lot to say about that. We got to get them
And
on
then
this
dude
show,
from
man.
dude from Modern Family's on there
Yeah,
too.
the dad from
The
Modern
dad.
Family. Yeah.
Well, I know there's 3 dads.
Oh
on
yeah,
there,
you're right.
but
No, you're right. Yep,
he's on there. He's kind of a dick.
Yep.
And when he dies, it's great.
Yep.
Yep.
He's the one like, let's go to my boat. Right?
Yes. Yep. And then to just kind of follow that up, 28 Days Later and Zombieland, two classics as far as newer ones.
Love
Same
Zombieland.
thing.
28 Days.
Zombieland to me was. I'm so glad they're finally going to make. a
That's the
sequel.
one with Bill Murray.
Yes,
the one with Bill
there it
Murray.
is.
I still love the line in that movie where he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw Eddie Van Halen the other day. He's dead, but I saw him." And then some honorable mentions from the 80s I got on here. Christine is probably one of my favorite Stephen King as far as adaptations to movies of all time. That came out in 83. Trick or Treat, 2009. I'm a big fan of anthologies. And this one had 5 stories that end up connecting together. So if you've not seen Trick or Treat.
It is the all-time best Halloween movie
About Halloween
that you need to watch.
That's scary.
It is.
I can agree with that.
So it takes 5 separate stories and mashes them all together at the very end.
in the same time.
Fucking awesome.
Really,
It is-
really
it
good
is
movie.
Very well
very,
done.
very underrated too.
Not a
but
lot of
it's
people. Very underrated, very undersold. I
Yeah,
mean, it was.
I think so, too.
Not a lot of people have even heard of it. Trick or Treat.
yeah, because there's another one that was made in the 80s that has like Ozzy Osbourne in it. And
Who
I was
cares
like,
about that
no.
mother?
So don't watch the Ozzy Osbourne version. Watch the newer one, Trick or Treat. Creepshow, 1982, another anthology. 5 fantastic stories written by Stephen King for the most part, and I think George A. Romero was one of the main directors on there. Father's Day is one of my favorite stories on there. The Tide one, where with Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
And they come back as zombies. and the one with the creature on it.
Yeah.
I think that was the first one. That's how it starts off with the creature one on there.
I thought that was the last one.
Are we doing just like? Are you doing like your honorable mentions right now?
Yeah, that's it. And then April Fool's Day, 1986, and Night of the Creeps, also in 1986. It's these. Jordan's just sitting here like, nope, I
Not
have
heard
no
of that
fucking
one, buddy.
idea. It's good. It's alien parasites come down.
Sounds awesome.
They make their way into your mouth and they turn you into
Your
a
mouth?
full-blown zombie.
That's gross.
Raging zombie.
Dude, that's so gross.
And then Demons 1 and Demons 2. Matthew watched
I
Demons
watched
2
Demons
today.
2 this morning.
Just good old-fashioned horror. The first one actually takes place in a movie theater, which makes it even fucking scarier. This chick ends up putting on this mask, ends up turning into as they're
mask?
watching, not the mask, not Jim Carrey.
Man, come on.
Ends up watching the
Mask.
movie, and as the movie is starting, everything that's kind of happening in the movie is happening in the movie theater, and then everybody is also trapped in the movie theater, which doesn't really make sense. But
It was the 80s. Fuck it.
Exactly. They didn't give two shits. It was all about the soundtracks. So that's the last honorable mention.
gotcha.
Horror movies, for me at least, have the best soundtracks. On
You
the
guys have
planet.
any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I think I did that, though.
The only one I have is The Thing.
Yes. I'm
So-
so surprised no one said
All you
that.
got to know, man, it's great.
Yeah.
All you got to know is Antarctica, shape-shifting enemy, Kurt Russell.
Boom.
Go watch it.
Escape from
It's
Antarctica.
awesome.
Fuck special effects. Stick with the actual like.
Yeah.
The
The Thing is awesome.
Yeah.
yes.
The original
thing is
one.
awesome.
Yes.
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 My honorable mention. There was a remake.
Brody,
Yeah.
wasn't
Oh,
Brody in that one, I
God.
think it was?
Oh God.
Fucking
There was
from
a
Homeland,
fucking
I don't know.
remake.
No, I think you're right.
My
Oh,
honor-
wait, that was the what's the other one?
My honorable mention.
I think it was Windcatcher.
Dreamcatcher.
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 That's what he was
Morgan
on.
fucking Freeman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Briefly, yes.
He came in as alien god. But my
he does.
Spoiler alert.
no, that is not true at all. That is not a spoiler at all. My favorite is Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Yes!
Or I guess not my favorite. That's my honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Because
I love that
That was
shit.
the very first movie I'd ever seen boobies in.
Yeah.
Hey!
Okay.
Ever. And I was watching it, and I remember this. I lived at 212 Reams Street. That is not a fake name. At Seymour
Look it up.
At Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Oh,
That
God.
is also not a fake name.
I've been there.
In
It's horrible.
Goldsboro, North Carolina. And I was watching this movie right after my cat ran away. And, and this fucking movie comes on, and I'm sitting in there sad as fuck watching Demon Knight. And all of a sudden, a black pair of boobies come out, and I'm like, I like this. My parents seeing this right now? I'm like,
And then ever since then, it's been a
I was
wrap.
like, I go back and watch. Like, I typed it up just like 2 days ago. Look at Demon Knight boobies. Like, she turns around, and it's like, boop, 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 boop. Of course, she's like a vampire or like a succubi or some shit like that, but succubus. It's a. Okay, you got it?
You tried to
All
go
right, cool.
plural with it.
Yeah.
Succubi.
We got it.
Succubi. All right, so who's the best horror villain, guys?
Freddy Krueger.
I mean,
So
I know Matthew's going to go with
Matt
Freddy.
goes Freddy.
I got to go with Jason.
You go
I
with
mean, I've been
Jason.
terrified of camping since the day this motherfucker.
Well, I mean, dude, in the woods there are like ants and spiders and shit.
I'm still terrified.
And
of
Jason.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'm
And to
not
me,
doing
my
that.
favorite kill of his, even though I would be petrified of this,
The
the sleeping bag.
sleeping bag?
Yeah.
He just zips it up and then just fucking baseball bats her against a tree.
Yep.
I morbidly love the fuck
That
out
was
of
the
that.
best. That was one of the best. What's yours? What about yours, J-Don?
Maybe the Deadite Ash from the Army of Darkness.
All
I
right.
guess.
All right.
Okay.
His face is just burned in my
Yeah.
mind. It's just horrible.
My favorite is Leatherface.
I was gonna.
Yeah, he's
Good one.
great to me.
Yep.
It was either Leatherface or the dudes from Hellbound or Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
The
Oh, God, the
fucking-
Xenobites.
The Xenobites.
The Xenobites.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
You know that was
motherfuckers.
filmed on Elm Street, right?
Yeah, they filmed
Over here?
part 3.
One of the
at,
sequels, definitely.
But
Yeah.
anyway, What about okay? So what's
It
your
was one of the sequels.
What's your worst? What is the worst horror movie?
The worst. I mean, there's a ton of shitty ones.
The worst horror movie I've ever seen, which is recent, is a movie called Winchester. It sucked.
I believe it.
It sucked.
It sucks so bad. That's all you have to say.
I saw a young person into the room, and I kind of got.
What's the Blair Witch Project would be my least favorite.
The original?
Okay,
or?
the original.
Yes, the
So
original.
so do me a favor and watch the remake that they just came out with, like, I think a year or two ago. It's actually pretty fucking good.
Okay.
All right.
What about you? But yeah, the first one was like when the snot was coming out of her nose. I think I'm gonna die here.
It's like, yeah, you gonna die.
We promise.
We in the theaters were like, yeah, she gonna die. Yeah.
We promise it's real.
First found footage movie.
Did you ever see VHS?
I liked that one. The first one. The
Yes,
second one
yes.
was garbage.
Yeah.
The first one.
First one.
Yeah, first one's good. I don't know. There's a ton of fucking shitty ones, man. As far as like my least favorite horror movie, I think we brought this up earlier. The fucking Leprechauns, man.
Oh my god.
Those are just so shitty. With
Are
the
they
milk.
Are they supposed to be serious movies?
I mean, it was the 80s. Everybody was making horror movies at that time.
No. But I mean, were they supposed to? Like, they have Leprechaun in the Hood. Is that? Am I supposed to take that seriously?
Oh,
Leprechaun in
Okay.
space, yo.
I did not even know all that happened. This was another honorable mention. I will say, Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood. Fantastic soundtrack. Robert's over here nodding and said yes.
That was a good movie.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was.
What
You
about
know,
you?
it was
Worst
based
horror
on-
movie. Worst horror movie.
What's the one you were talking about? The newest one that came out.
Winchester.
The one with, the one with the
Hereditary?
telephone pole. Yes, that is the worst shit I've ever seen.
Damn, son.
Jerry, you stabbed me in my heart.
Like I said, the telephone pole is the only thing that did its job.
Now I got to look up the
Spoilers.
telephone pole. So while we try to resuscitate Jordan here, thank you guys for listening into the horror episode. Make sure you're checking us out on social media. Check out our website,
I love you still.
not closed his
www.multipoptural.com.
mouth.
No, yeah. we got to bring Jordan back to life. We'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Pet Cemetery. Put him in a pet cemetery.
Yes! Yeah! Victory!
And anger management?
Fuck anger management.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
A big thank you to one of our sponsors, Jeff Beal, and his team at Throwback Custom Cars in Raleigh, North Carolina. For over 30 years, they have specialized in classic car restoration as well as residential/commercial automation technology and audio-video systems. There is no project too big or too small, and they work all across the U.S. To set up a consultation, contact Jeff at 919-235-8337 or go to throwbackcustomcars.com and fill out the Contact Us form.